Ladies as well as gentlemen, Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone arena action. Man, Hearthstone's been buggy lately. It's 8:01 p.m. Really, Hearthstone. So, the tough decision here is that I have 3 fewer Warlock videos than Shaman videos, but Shaman was longer ago. So if I do Shaman, the gap between these two will be 4, which is a little bit higher than I would like. However, it really has been a while since I've done Shaman, so let's see if Thrall and I can relive the glory days. If you haven't heard me talking about it before, I used to, own ass with Shaman. I got, 6 9-win runs in a row, then a 4 and a 7, then, 2 more 9-win runs. And then for, the last 10 runs, it's been, between 4 and 6 every single time. Remarkably consistent and remarkably mediocre. Anyway, easy pick here, the big game hunter over these stupid buffers. Kind of sucks that I got an epic that was this bad. Shamans have some good epics. Doomhammer and Earth Elemental is crazy, so that's a bit disappointing. But it's still good. Big Game Hunter can be good. Looking here at the Novice Engineer, which is really bad now, I think. I just don't like that card at all. As a Shaman especially, I'd pretty much almost always rather just make a Totem. Frost Shock's okay. If this were Earth Shock, I would take it. But as it is, I'll take the Tide Hunter. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this card very much. We'll take an Azure Drake. Spell damage is great for Shamans. And looks like we're getting another 5-drop. The Tiger is good in an offensive deck, like an aggro-aggressive deck to finish through some damage. I'd rather have the more generically good Silverhand Knight. I'd like the separation of Church and State. No, separation of the 2 pieces plus the extra power and health total. The main advantage of the Tiger is against mages. It survives Flame Strike, but I don't see that many mages, except for I had a weird run a little while ago where I got 4 wins, all against mages, and I lost to everybody else. But still, I think the Silverhand Knight is generally going to be better. Ugh, tough call here. I mean, the Unbound Elemental is such a good card. A 2-4 for 3 is good. It holds up against a lot of early drops, and then when it gets overloaded, it's awesome. But I'm not going to pass on a Rockbiter weapon. There are too many good early game creatures you just need to kill. So here, the Dread Corsair is a bit of a risk. If you don't get Stormforged Axe, this thing's kind of bad, but then the Archmage is not my favorite endgame drop, especially because Shamans have the common card Fire Elemental, which is ridiculously broken, and you should take every single one of those that you see, no exceptions. I'm not that concerned about 6 drops. We will, I guess, take the Pirate here over the crappy 1 drop. Okay, well, the Ogre Magi is alright, but I'll take a Razorfen Hunter here. It's just a really quality, empty board kind of 3-drop. The one that we have isn't really droppable onto an empty board. So we can go for some more power, total, and health with the mechanic, but, a Silence could be nice to have, so we'll take the Spellbreaker there. Second Rockbiter weapon's an easy pick here. Ah, this epic's a lot better. So, Doomhammer has the issue that if you're behind, it doesn't really help you catch up. But if you're equal or ahead, I mean, it is 16 damage. It's hard to kill minions with it because you don't really want to hit a minion twice most of the time, but I'd certainly rather have it than Farsight. Farsight is nifty, don't get me wrong. It's really cool if you play it and then you draw into a 5-mana card and the next turn you play that card for 2 mana. It's kind of sweet, but I mean, it's just the Doomhammer can be a potential blowout. Wow, oh man. Monty Berserker versus Unbound Elemental. Well, I think that the Monty Berserker is the best 2-drop in the game. Currently, I have 1 2-drop and 1 3-drop. The Big Game Hunter doesn't really count, so I'll take the Unbound Elemental because it is overall a better card. Alright, well, the Stormpike Commando I'm not that big a fan of. I guess here I will take an Archmage over the War Golem. I think the 3 power is not worth the extra mana and the loss of the spell damage. Although that's a contestable pick, I will admit. Wow, tough one here. Frost Elemental I would like. Storm and Champion I'm growing increasingly respectful of. I think I just had a couple of bad runs with it and then started hating it prematurely. But I'm going to take Flame Tongue Totem. We could do some more early plays, and it's just nice to have one of those in the deck. Like to have buffs. Okay, this, I don't really care as much. I'm just going to take another Azure Drake. We have plenty of spell damage and card draw already. That's pretty cool. I will take a Lightning Bolt, because that's a good card. And, oh, another Azure Drake. I think Lightning Storm's important, especially with the spell damage that I have. Alright, now Imp Master, unfortunately, I have 2 3-drops already. I guess these don't really count, so I could take it. It's definitely a playable card. But Lava Burst is good for finishing off your opponents. It turns on my Unbound Elemental. It kills big things. Shamans have a little bit of a tough time killing big things, and I don't have any hexes. I think I need to take the Lava Burst there. Okay, so Bloodlust, this isn't looking like the right deck for Bloodlust. I mean, actually, I do have Swarm with the Tide Hunter and the Hunter. So that's kind of cool. These are just... So this guy is just an overpriced this guy. Unless I have a Doomhammer in play, but that's a little bit unlikely. Even then, it's only a discount of 2 because the Doomhammer's actual damage is pretty low. Do I want a Bloodlust? I just have so many 5-drops. It's looking kind of risky. Okay, we'll take a Bloodlust, and then we'll make sure we get some cheaper stuff here. He says before taking a Hex. Oh god, this curve, man. Okay, let's get this under control. So Ancestral Spirit I don't think is the right move. The Cobra could be good, but this 3-mana situation is starting to beleaguer me. We don't really have any real 4-drops. This is really a 3-mana card that costs 4 mana, and this thing is conditional. I need to develop my curve and have some good mid-game. Okay, well, I'm going to take the Geomancer here, partly because of more spell damage is good with this deck, with the Lava Burst, Lightning Storm, Lightning Bolt. However, mostly it's just to have some 2-drops, for God's sake. I need to have those. Earth Shock, huh? Alright, we'll take an Earth Shock for some more silence and direct damage. I think I'll take another Hex over a Windspeaker, who I am not a fan of. Alright, we're not seeing any Fire Elementals. I think I need to go for Boulder Fist Ogre. This deck is coming out kind of weird, and Boulder Fist Ogre might win me a game if my opponent has a slow start as well. So do I take Rockbiter Weapon to kill his early plays and play it more like Control, or do I take the Panda to try to have my own early plays? Well, what can I use this Panda on? Maybe this kind of, this very unlikely, this kind of, this definitely not, this kind of, almost certainly not the Twilight Drake. Maybe, but that's expensive. Gotta go with my instincts here. I have so much removal. I think I really just do want a creature to have early plays. The sad Novice Engineer. Raid Leader. I don't know about this curve situation. Okay, if we're playing more of like a control deck with all this removal, let's just take a Novice Engineer and cycle our deck. And do I do it again? That seems like such a bad idea. Well, better than an Acolyte. We'll take another Novice Engineer. Alright, another Lightning Bolt. Do I take a Reckless Rocketeer? This might be the right time for it, just to have some late plays. I did only really end up with just a handful of 5-drops and 6-drops. Now the Ghoul, I'm going to take the Ghoul. I think it's worth it to have a really powerful 3-drop. And do I take more spell damage? I don't think I can use as much spell damage as I have. I got Lightning Storm, 2 Lightning Bolts, and a Lava Burst. Seems to be it. Yeah, we'll take a Knife Juggler, mainly just to have some early plays. So this, I don't know if this worked out very well. We have too many 3-drops and not enough 4-drops. We have a little bit of endgame, but not enough, and we have tons of removal. So basically, the creatures that we play really have to stick. If the opponent has answers to our big threats, or if we simply don't draw our big threats, then I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. Now, I do have a few cheap creatures that can grow very large. I got the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and I got an Unbound Elemental. So we might get a few free games if those just drop and don't die. Also, where did the Q timer go? Is that not there anymore? Apparently, Blizzard implemented it, then took it away. Maybe that was causing the minion swapping bug? Whatever. Okay, up against a Rogue, Thangman. What is with the Rogues recently? I kind of missed the days when nobody would play Rogue, because they were nerfed. Hex seems a bit early, and I have 2 in the deck. Lightning Bolt I'll keep. Goes nicely with the Unbound Elemental. At least I am second against a Rogue. I have to concede. I've had pretty good luck being second against Rogues. And this curve's alright. I could play the Tidehunter on turn 2. And then play the Unbound Elemental, maybe coin a Lightning Bolt on turn 3. Turn 4, I don't have any turn drops anyway. We'll eat an Overload, and then we'll play Azure Drake on turn 5. Swing at me with the Jagger, please? No, my opponent's too smart. So the problem is, of course, this Murloc Tidehunter will just die to both uses of the Dagger, costing my opponent 0 mana. However, the alternative, which is to coin out the Unbound Elemental, doesn't seem that great either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this. So she can go ahead and smack this with her Dagger. I still have the 1/1 Scout, which I might be able to trade in for something. You never know. Maybe she'll play like a Defias Ringleader or something. Or maybe this will discourage her from playing a Defias Ringleader. Maybe she'll play like a Novice Engineer. Oh, she has nothing. She's rebuilding her Dagger. Oh, well, that's cool. If my start weren't so freaking slow, I'd be much more excited about hers being that slow. So here we go. Here's our Unbound Elemental. So she ended up using her hero ability twice anyway, so I feel okay about the Murloc Tidehunter dying promptly. If she can... She plays this, so she doesn't have a way of killing my Unbound Elemental. Granted, this Divine Shield is threatening to kill it. Well, I could, of course, now that I drew it, hex this thing. It's one option. I could also play Spellbreaker to get rid of the Divine Shield, coin out Lightning Bolt to kill it that way. Now the disadvantage of that move is that then I'm overloaded, so next turn I have 4 mana, I can't play Azure Drake. The Hex allows me to play Azure Drake next turn. However, I am going to go for this. This opponent seems to be playing very controllingly. So I suspect that, you know, she's going to have some endgame threats, which means that the more damage that we can put on her now, the better, and 4 damage is not to be dismissed. Now, of course, she can kill it relatively easily with a backstab plus dagger, but we're at the point now where if she daggers this for 4 damage, that's a little bit serious. She'd really need to combo out and eviscerate to get the most advantage out of it. Next turn might be a quiet one, just a totem and Hex if she makes a big drop. Now, if she plays like a... Oh, man. Boo! Boo! You suck. Oh, don't have a backstab, please. Oh, she doesn't have a backstab. Thank goodness. Well, I would love to play the Azure Drake. That overload really hurts. Ah, alright. Novice Engineer Army. Let's do this. And Rockbiter Weapon. Well, we don't need that yet, so let's get a totem. Ah, that taunt was a pretty good flip. I'd say that taunt and spell damage were the 2 best flips I could get. This protects my Novice Engineer from certain death. So this guy, dealing 4 damage and silencing a creature. Pretty sweet stuff. No, don't kill it. Eviscerate. Oh, man, that sucks. So my board is really unimpressive now. And I could play the Azure Drake, but the problem is that if I do that, if I play the Azure Drake and she has removal or silence for this totem, she can just use the Yeti to kill the Drake. If I play the Azure Drake, I can Rockbiter Weapon, but that's only 4 damage for this Yeti, not enough. Risky, risky, risky. I could play Bloodlust and hit her for 7 down to 12. It's not really enough. I can get her down to 9 with Rockbiter Weapon. I don't have any burn, though, so it doesn't seem that right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the control game here. I'm going to go ahead and Panda back my Novice Engineer and get another card. We might need to win the slow game here. Alright, well, the Azure Drakes are ready, and so we got a totem. So now, you know, I could Bloodlust for a lot of damage if she kills the totem, but then, like, plays a really big creature. So this is kind of like forcing her to continue to have removal for my stuff. If she daggers the Novice Engineer, this was basically a 2-mana cycle a card, deal 1 damage. That's okay. Obviously, like, a real 2-drop would have been better, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so the Assassin's Blade is fine. I'm okay with this, because now she can use the Blade to kill my totem and then use the Yeti to kill my real creature. However, I think I'm still doing alright here. Okay, Flesh. Ooh, Flesh Sting cool. Is that worth not playing an Azure Drake over? Boy. Well, the ghoul does die to the blade, but if she takes a lot of damage from it, that could be worth it. I could, of course, Lightning Storm just to clear her board. That seems pretty good. Then I'm not playing a Drake, but then I am playing the ghoul. Aha, I think this is the move. It's Lightning Storm. That's guaranteed to kill everything. Her stuff is all 2 health or less. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul is gigantic. I'm not going to use Rockbiter Weapon just yet. I don't want to commit it. And then next turn, well, let's see what happens. Now, for reference, she had 18 health, Bloodlust. I could have dealt 8 down to 10, and then this would have taken her down to 7. She's using a lot of expensive cards. Acolyte of Pain I really don't care about. And she's using the Assassin's Blade to kill my 1/1s, which is totally fine. It's a complete waste of that card. Alright, Twilight Drake. I think that's actually better even than the Azure Drake, because not only is it big right now, but also it is letting me make a totem. And every totem helps because it's making my Bloodlust more threatening. Lava Burst plus the Azure Drake deals a lot of damage. I might be able to burn her out. Plus, she's not really getting ahead. She's not playing like any big cards or anything. She's just using expensive spot removal, like the Assassinates a couple of times and an Eviscerate. Well, Eviscerate was cheap, but she's using spot removal all game. She never had like a super effective weapon or a super effective Betrayal or something, or a Fan of Knives. She's just been doing 1-for-1, and it hasn't really been good enough. Alright, so she's playing cheap stuff now. She had a very slow start. Nothing on turn 2 or turn 3, so it seems like she's a bit unlucky. And she's going to kill off my totems, which is totally smart. Stops me from making Bloodlust effective. Let's do a quick check. Can I win? 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10. Not quite. Archmage. That could be good. Well, I think what I want to do is the following. I want to hit her for 4 damage. Well, let's first of all draw a card. If it were Lava Burst, I could have killed this without having to use Hex. I am going to hit her in the face and Hex this Corehound, and then pass the turn. So it's a bit risky letting her keep this frog, especially because then I left the Knife Juggler in play rather than killing it with the Twilight Drake, but I'm really just trying to burn her out. Like, Lava Burst almost kills her, and I do have a Bloodlust in case like I ever get any creature to stick. I mean, I could end up screwing up if like she finds a way to clear my board and continuously clear my board, but that seems improbable. I'm gambling that will not happen. She'd have to have some pretty good cards to be able to clear out a 5 health and a 4 health creature without throwing any of her minions away. Alright, she's going to heal up. That's a little bit frustrating because I don't want her to get any health. That thing's pretty big. Alright, and she can kill off both of my creatures, or she can kill, but that would require using the weapon and taking 4 damage to the face, which is risky, or she can kill off one of my creatures and preserve the damage. Just gonna get a card. She is gonna kill off my creature. Okay. Well, I'm in a little bit of a tricky spot. She has board advantage against me, and I can't use Rockbiter Weapon to hit her in the face because of the frog. Luckily, Big Game Hunter is a pretty good card. Let's go ahead and... Whoa, hang on. Azure Jake's terrible. It just dies to the Darkscale Healer. So we're gonna... Well, I guess I might as well just do this then. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do this. And make a totem. Taunt would be great. Nope. So with what she has, she can kill my biggest creature, but then with what I have, I can kill her next turn. With Bloodlust. Rockbiter Weapon to clear out the frog, and then Bloodlust, the rest wins it. She's played a lot of removal already, so she can only have so much. And yes, it looks like she's starting to run out of removal. All she's going to do is kill my thing, make a dagger that does nothing. Okay, maybe I didn't play that with the utmost precision, but I think that was a pretty good game. My opponent actually made a very interesting mistake right there. She attacked the totem, which is going to heal itself. So you never really want to do that. If you're going to attack, you might as well attack the opponent's face. Okay. So I didn't actually have the kill as far as she knew. I could have gotten her down to 2 health. She did not know that I could get her all the way down. A little bit of a premature concession, I would say. But as I've said before, if you are having unfun in a game, then you might as well concede early to prevent further loss of morale. And frankly, I do think actually that might have been very unfun for my opponent, so I can't blame her conceding. All right, the wait timer is back. Great. And look, the time is back. Isn't that awesome? As always, I'm going to do just the first couple of games in this first video. I might change it up just because now that you can go up to 12 wins, sometimes runs get pretty long. Maybe it would make more sense to split it up a little bit more. Granted, if I played 3 games and drafted, then it would get a little bit long. But on the other hand, let's take a look here. I don't think I want Hex this early, or the Twilight Drake. On the other hand, what I could do perhaps alternatively is just treat the draft as like a game and just do 3 games per video and break everything up. But I know some people like the longer videos, so it's a tough call. I don't know how to organize it the best way. So I traded a 3-mana removal spell and a 4-mana creature for a 5-drop and a 6-drop. And my opponent proceeds to play Flame Imp. So this is not good. Man, if only I had guarantee that I could get a spell damage totem. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt. This is a bit unfortunate. I could have Knife Juggled, but I didn't want him to, like, Demon Fire my Knife Juggler and start swinging at my face. That would have been very unfortunate. I think it's important against a Warlock to keep things down. He has a slow start. He only life taps on turn 2. That's excellent. So the question is, do I coin out Knife Juggler? And the answer is yes. Now that I got the Razorfin Hunter, that's an easy decision. Because I'm threatening to play this and fling 2 knives on the following turn. If I hadn't had a good turn 3 play, I might not have played this, but even then, having this on board and just, making totems with it could have been good. Like, let's say I flip a spell damage totem, I could then Earth Shock something for 2 damage and kill another Flame Imp. Oh, he has a very slow start. He's life tapping a lot, so he's dealt 7 damage to himself, which is, not to be overestimated or underestimated, because that's a lot of damage. 2 life taps and a Flame Imp. So I'd say that I won the opening. If we say the opening ends on turn 4, I won it because I have a really good board, and I've gotten him down below 20 health on turn 3. Granted, that wasn't really my doing, but I'd say that I have the advantage. Now, he did life tap twice, so he's got some good cards, and he's got Hellfire. But I still fancy my chances because he's at half health, and I've got some big drops. Warlocks aren't the greatest at dealing with those. Very important to play this first here, just in case I got another 2-drop, like a Panda or something, but I didn't. That's fine still. If I had totemed and then played this and then gotten another 2-drop, I would have been very upset. Here's the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Might not be playing that yet, but we'll see what he does. The Azure Drake would be all of my mana next turn, so it's possible that I will want to play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul and then play out these removal spells to kill whatever he plays, if he plays something really threatening. 5 mana, it is possible that he would play something quite threatening. Kazlan. Abomination. Boo! Boo! Okay. Well, here, I could silence it with Earthshock. It's still a 4-3, which would kill my Flesh-Eating Ghoul. And then I could get him down to 13 health. Or I could kill it, get him down to 13 health anyway with Rockbiter Weapon, and these guys would die. Unfortunately, then I don't get to play the Azure Drake. I could play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Now the question is, do I play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul first and have it grow to be 5-1, or do I play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul second and have it be a 2-3? I don't want to open it up to Mortal Coil, so yeah, okay. We'll do this. Since it's going to die anyway, there's no reason for me to hit it with my face. Play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Oh, I can't make a totem, right. And then pass the turn. So next turn I'll be dropping a Boulder Fist Ogre and hoping he doesn't have Siphon Soul or, you know, whatever he plays this turn plus some kind of a buff. I want to get every point of damage on his face that I can. I think I have another Lightning Bolt in the deck plus Lava Burst to potentially burn him out. The turn after that could be Totem plus Azure Drake. Or, well, no, on turn 8 is when I can do Azure Drake plus Lightning Storm. Damn it! Ah, that sucks. Well, yeah, I'm definitely playing the Ogre. So, unfortunately, now, if he does have a buff plus a Mortal Coil, let's say like Dark Iron Dwarf plus Mortal Coil, he can kill my Ogre and actually stabilize with a huge card advantage, and then he'll probably win. If, however, he can't kill my Ogre through some means, then I'll be in good shape. It would be worth it for him to 2-for-1 or even 3-for-1 against this Ogre to get it off the board. He really can't let it attack. Yeah, so he's going to 3-for-1. He's going to Soulfire and then use the Argent Commander to finish it, which is totally sensible because he still has a lot of cards on me. Alright, there's the Tiger. Lightning Storm does not kill it, but it does kill my Azure Drake, which is really irritating. I don't know what to do here. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll draw a card. I can't hex it because it's hidden. I'll draw a card, and I will Panda this back into my hand. I don't care, by the way, about the Summoning Portal, because now I have Azure Drake plus Lightning Storm, which will kill most stuff that he could, like, you know, rush into play. But he might actually win now, because he's got some pretty good cards advantage. I guess it's 5-5. You know what? Maybe I can win. If he does all this sort of stuff, and it all just dies to my Lightning Storm. Uh-oh. Well, I could get hexed first. Demon Fire. Lame. Okay, so unfortunately, oh wait, I have Big Game Hunter. Oh, I cannot play Big Game Hunter and Archmage. That's so frustrating. Okay. Well, I think what we're going to do is play Big Game Hunter to kill that. And do I hex this frog? I think so. I think I'm going to hex the frog. Sorry, hex the tiger. And then that. And then pass the turn. So now he's in a bit of trouble. His health total is low, so he shouldn't be life tapping, but I have card advantage against him. And I'm going to get more, because Lightning Storm with spell damage will kill off this, this, and this, and it's a coin flip to kill off the Summoning Portal. He's going to life tap. Well, either he's desperate or confident. I'm not sure which. This could survive a Lightning Storm, 50-50 chance. That will respawn, but the initial copy will die to the Lightning Storm. Okay, so in the event that this survives, you know what? I could Earthshock to finish something off if I need to. Alright, I'm going to do this for some more card advantage. Play that. Hex. That could be useful later. Let's now... I can't flip it. I can't try to flip a spell damage totem because then I wouldn't have enough mana for Lightning Storm. So we will just play the Lightning Storm. Alright, I won the coin flip on the mechanic, and I won the coin flip on the golem. Although I think I would have been okay even if I hadn't. I could kill this off with Earth Shock, but I'm actually not gonna. He really shouldn't be life tapping anymore, and he only has 2 things to play, which he could probably play anyway, even without the summoning portal, so I just don't care. The one thing that might hurt me is this thing. If it gets buffed and kills my Drake, that would be annoying, but I've got the Archmage, so I should be fine. He's only gonna kill the healing totem, and play a Flame Imp. That's desperate. That's very desperate. He's only 2 damage away from death. Well, Bloodlust, this is gonna be like the most unimpressive Bloodlust ever. Good thing I took it, even though this is not an aggro deck. That Bloodlust has been helpful, securing the wins a turn early. Alright, well, good thing we saw Lightning Storm in the draft. Without it, I probably would have lost. So maybe that's one of the things about Shaman, is they're super reliant on Hex to take down big creatures, and they're super reliant on Lightning Storm, which is a rare for global removal, and that's kind of their Achilles heel. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. We'll see if we continue to get lucky or not, or if we continue to get into the 4 to 6 range, which I always do with Shaman. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and or subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in just a bit with the rest of the games.